Order. I can welcome everyone here tonight, this afternoon. Always good to have this good crowd here. Let's stand and repeat the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It looks like we got all our board members here, so, let's, approve, the agenda. I have a motion. Oh. Let's drop when you go first.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I recommend the board to approve the agenda.
We have a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
We have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. At this time, we're ready for the superintendent's report. Mr. Ross?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've got two items in for executive session, personnel contract matters that I've asked the board to please consider at that time. And we've got a lot of recognition today. We've got a lot of people in attendance, a lot of positive news to share. Also, notice when we're getting ready to do the pledge, I heard a lot of state championship medals there. Standing up. Yeah, I heard that. So that's good. State championship medals, that's always a good thing to hear. But we've got a teacher we want to recognize our board, and then we've got some state champions we'll be recognizing today too. This time I'm going to ask our director of intermediate schools, Ms. Christy Dunning, to please step up. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm super excited to be here to recognize one of our teachers. We have a Horn Lake Intermediate School teacher of fifth grade. She teaches fifth grade math, and she is a member of the Mississippi Council of Teachers of Mathematics. And she was nominated by a peer and then selected as the State Teacher of the Year for Mississippi. So we are so excited to recognize Miss Sandra Dalberry today.
Did y'all want to get photos? Anybody else need photos? And now I'd like to ask our board to come down. Congratulations. Awesome. Now we're going to recognize our board members. They're usually the ones up here watching awards. Today, they're going to get an award. Right. And the award that they are getting, I got to be careful. It's got a gavel here with it. So it's a Gavel Circle Award, and this is given to board members who made extraordinary effort to refine their school governance skills through continuous education. So you have to have successful schools to get this award, and you have to go to a lot of training. They go to a lot of training in Jackson. They go to training about every couple of months to learn more and more about being great school board members. We're very fortunate to have school board members that we have. So I'd like to present them this award. Let's give them. Congratulations. At this time, I'll ask Principal Shane Jones from DeSoto Central High School to please come forward. I think we never had anybody clap.
You introduced him with us.
Wait till you go.
I hate when you do that. It's a great day to be a Jaguar. Mr. Russell, and before I introduce the high school group, I would like to give my congratulations to these middle school basketball and cheer squad that is here as well, because I know if we stay together, we'll be back down here in a year or two and they'll both be winning high school. The privilege of going with this high school group to state, and then a few weeks ago, they won nationals in Orlando, and I saw a standard there of hard work and they just expect excellence. And I think that's established by their sponsors. I'd like to bring them forward at this time, Miss Marie Harlow. They're the ones who create the expectation of success for this program, and I'm going to let them do the honors of calling out our girls.
Before I call out the girls, I just want to thank y'all again for always approving our POs for, so not only for our coach, Joe Arkansas, would you come up here as well? But also all of our wonderful material that we have to use and lug around everywhere, like signs that go along with this and flags and everything else y'all see on social media. And I try to post a bunch, but it takes a lot, it takes a little village to run all of this. And like like Mr. Jones said, the middle schools, so they, they're a good little group coming up too. And we've got tryouts the week after spring break. So we hope to be adding more members to our family. So anyway, this year we also won regionals, state, and of course the national title this year for this particular cheer squad 2023-2024. So I just wanted to say that it's also a great privilege to have such a great group. They're like family with each other and family with us. It's like I'm full of 28 lovely children every day. So I don't know, it's great to have. And I've been doing this for several years, but I'll tell you, this is a really awesome group. So I'm very proud of them. Without further ado, well, let me thank Mr. Usselton too again, because he hired me in this position years ago. And I guess I keep getting approved for it because now I have, Mr. Jones keeping me. So I guess I must be doing something right. So I appreciate it. Let me also introduce Janet Wolf. She's also been doing this for like as long as dirt in this county. She was at the middle school and I drug her up to the high school a few years ago. So I'm glad to have her. And then Melanie Jackson also brought her on a few years ago. She used to work for Varsity, so I thought expertise, I'll just kind of steal that. So, So anyway, and then of course there's Joe that we already mentioned earlier about, he's our coach. So proud of everybody. Mr. All right, so first cheerleader, Mackenzie Allen. I feel kind of awkward turning away from them. How about this? Lily Anderson. Layla Andrews. Haley Bland. Emily Buston. Peggy Campbell. Bella Cooper. Madison Cox. Haley Crane. Ellie Escobar. Mabry Gaines. Reese Gilmore. Our little favorite, Annabelle Harlow. Chloe Kelly. Kate King. Maggie Langston. Sophie McKenzie.
Lexi Morehouse. Madison Newsom. And Grace Palmer. Lily Cannell. Caitlin Robinson. Jane Roman. Viviana Sapien. Gracie Simpson. Olivia Simpson. Ella Taylor. And Madison Thompson.
Now, thank you. We'd like to get the group up here to get a group photo, and we'll be making the photo, but if any parents want to come up and take a group photo, take the photo. We can do that too. And we can use the stage if y'all want to.
3 rows, just our same as usual, Your usual 3. Okay, guys, and then you got me on the back of the page. And then scooch. I'm not. Jane Davis. Right there. All right. Parents. Right, look at parents. Fall in. Y'all in? Yeah.
All right, Jane. Come on, Jane.
Come on. They want 2 minutes. Like, seeing. Just don't say.
Ready? Next, I'll ask DeSoto Central Middle School Principal, Mr. Brian Williams.
All right, appreciate that. I don't know if I could follow Shane Jones' applause there. Just want to thank Mr. Usleton and the board for bringing us down today to recognize our cheer team. These girls have worked extremely hard, and I'm there for some of those practices in the afternoon, and they are just going at it each and every day. This group, they are back-to-back state champions, which is amazing. So let's give them a round of applause. I'll say this, the credit goes to our sponsors and coach. So at this time, I'm asking Ms. Abby Pruitt, Lacey Eldridge, to come forward. I'm also going to give recognition to our coach, Ms. Jasmine Darnell Freeman, who is amazing as well. So Ms. Pruitt, I'm going to turn this over to you.
Well, we are so just proud of this group of girls and how hard they work. I really don't think that we've had a group who has put forth so much dedication, so much time inside practice, outside of practice, to get themselves in the position that they've been in this year to win a back-to-back state championship. it has truly been something so amazing to get to be a part of and to get to work with these kids. And so we're just so proud. And we're gonna start by calling up Miss Amaya Almond. Miss Rainey Armstrong. Miss Addison Calicott. Miss Tyler Copeland. Miss Kennedy Covington. Miss Caroline Day. Miss Brooke Henderson. Miss London Hildred. Miss Shawn Holmes. Stacey Howard. Daily Highfield. Hannah Johnston. Riley Lawson. Hannah Maxwell. Madison McGowan. Marcella Nunes. Caitlin Oates. Caitlin Paradise. Madison Paradise. Savannah Paradise. Lakin Purple. Abby Richardson. Devin Robertson. Jocelyn Ford. Carol Ann Todd. Brianna Tucker. Adeline Warren. Kennedy Whittier. Hazy Wilson. And Chloe Wright. And if y'all will come back up for a group picture.
You don't look there, Brad.
Same thing, parents, move up to take a picture. Get out of it.
Right back up.
He's smart. Let me introduce you. Yeah, I'll go into it. Get some more applause.
All right, this time I want to just recognize our 8th grade boys basketball team. These guys have been back-to-back district champs. They've gone undefeated for 2 years straight. And this season, they even went on to Jackson down there to win a state championship for us. So let's put them a round of applause, please. Before I call up the coaches, I just want to recognize our Jaguar parents. Without them and their support, we wouldn't be here today. So I thank you all too. Let's give them a round of applause. At this time, I want to call Coach Ben Berryhill. And we want to get assistant coach Jay Jones up here as well. These guys have done just a tremendous job, they touch foot at DeSoto Central Middle School, so I really appreciate them, just leading our boys and, helping us around that school and leading our students and just doing it the right way. All right, Ben Berry, I'm gonna turn this over to you, sir.
We'll start by saying about how great a group you guys are. Like, they're great on the court, but they also make great grades, no problems. Like you said too, extraordinary parents. Like you can tell, the parents have raised great young men. Like Mr. Jones, you're getting a fine group of young men coming your way, not just on the court, but also classroom, hallways. They're a great group. So I'll take this moment to call out a few names. Common Phipps. Ahmad Washington. Cam Young. Jaden Lyons. Caleb Smith. Cameron Smith. Noah Thomas. Who's also a top kid in his class. Jakai Head. Jaleel Head. JT McCain. And Hunter Aban.
On behalf of our school board members, I want to once again congratulate our teacher for the award, Ms. Goldberry. I want to congratulate our board and congratulate our student athletes, our cheerleaders at the high school, middle school, and also our basketball team. And obviously a bright future ahead for the Southern County Schools with the young people we have here. I also want to thank the parents and family members who are in attendance for your support of DeSoto County Schools. We greatly appreciate all that you do for our schools. Now, we are about to get on to the business of the board meeting, and you are welcome to stay, but if you'd like to leave, now would be a good time. Y'all have a great evening.
Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, great job. Good job. Great job. But that does not conclude my superintendent's report. We still have two positive stories today. Our first one, we've got our teacher spotlight segment, and I'll ask Principal Amy Cobb from Greenbrook Elementary School, please.
Good afternoon. We have a lot of great things going on at Greenbrook Elementary, and so our team that is going to present to you today decided that instead of just focusing only on one teacher, they would like to kind of take you on a field trip inside the Greenbrook Elementary studios, where you're going to get a sneak peek at all of the wonderful things that are going on at Greenbrook Elementary School. So Ms. Cross, if you would not mind passing out the badges to our school board, we're going to welcome you to your field trip to KGBES Studios. And we hope that you enjoy your tour and today's broadcast with your anchors, Miss Martha Lynn White, who is our first grade teacher and this year's Teacher of the Year at Greenbrook, as well as Miss Jessica Benson, our English language teacher, and Rachel Englund, our spotlight teacher. So you guys enjoy.
Hello and welcome to the KGBES 46 News Charter Update. We have a lot of great stories today.
In true elementary school fashion, we bring them to you in alphabetical order.
We'll start with our cute and cuddly animals. GES has a few extra students on campus. Some are four-legged, some with feathers. Let's hear all about them.
Hi, my name is Ruby, and I'm here to this now in the Smith Teacher Second.
Hi, Bertie.
What are your classes?
We have guinea pigs.
What are the names?
Mo, because he has a mohawk, and Curly, but he doesn't have any pearls.
What about Mary?
Oh goodness, no, not three of them.
Well, are they hard to take care of in the classroom?
No, they're pretty easy. They're just time consuming.
How do you help with the things?
So in the classroom, they're allowed to feed them. They like fresh vegetables, carrots, lettuce, spinach, and they really, really love bell peppers.
How do you want to help with the listening?
How do they help? Well, so Mo and Curly allow students to read to them. They allow students to do their math homework with them. They encourage building a bond, and it makes like a little friend for the students to be able to talk to. Thank you, Ruby.
Our next guest is Mr.
Hey, Ruby, how are you? I'm great. Thanks for having me today.
So I've heard you use
Yes, in our ELA unit, we learn about farms and farm animals. So after we have learned some of the farm animals and we talk about chickens, I read what chickens are the only ones in our class. And it tells the students about how chickens are the only ones that hatch out of eggs. It shows lots and lots of animals and insects and fish that hatch out of eggs. And so the children get to see how chickens are the only ones that hatch out of eggs. And I bring in eggs to put in the incubator. The children get to make a prediction about what they think is going to hatch out of the eggs. They don't know what it's going to be. So this past year, we put in 9 eggs in our incubator, and after 21 days, some our baby chicks hatched out for us. We had 7 chicks hatch out of the 9. They hatched May 2nd and 3rd, and we kept them until the last day of school. So they were able to see a lot of changes. They grew feathers, they started to flutter a little bit. We were able to help feed them, give them water, and took them out every day for exercises and rest. Thank you.
Wow, those teachers provided students with hands-on learning experiences and helped them develop a sense of responsibility by taking care of other living things.
And how adorable are those chicks and guinea pigs.
Well, as you know, last month was Black History Month, and the artistic director of Greenbrook curated some beautiful pieces to celebrate this important month. Let's tune in to Jeremy and Ryland.
We learned about Faith Ringgold. She makes stories by painting them on quilts. This was a tradition passed on by her ancestors who were slaves. People would make freedom quilts that had secret messages in them. We made our own quilts, as you can see here. We learned about Richard White, the poet and author. He loved haiku so much, he wrote over 4,000 of them. Richard White expressed emotions in his poetry, and you did too. When we drew the portrait of the laughing one, I'm Jim. And I'm Natalie Lucas from Channel 46 KGBES News.
I love those cross-curricular connections.
Next, we have our fashion update, and Ms. Parker is live at Greenbrook's Fashion Week.
Hi, yes, I'm here at Fashion Week. As you can see here, the designers, along with their grown-ups, have worked tirelessly to bring this collection to life. They really knocked my socks off, demonstrating their alphabet knowledge by creating these couture vests. This may be a Fashion Week for the record books or the report cards.
I love the sparkles on that letter G vest. Do you think Ms. Parker could get her hands on one for me? I'd take one too. I know last year there were only 166 kindergarten designers, and this year there were 182. This growing group sure has a keen eye for fashion.
Our next story is our health correspondent, Adlin. She's live at Greenbrook Elementary.
Yes, I'm here at Greenbrook as they are finishing up their Move to Learn program. The famous coach Calhoun of Move to Learn Mississippi brought his engaging program and taught the little chargers about physical and mental wellness. You should have heard about all the excitement. Back to you in the studio.
Coach Calhoun's Move to Learn videos are only 5 minutes long and can be played in the classroom whenever students need to get their videos out. And the best part? Studies show that just 5 minutes of physical movement nearly doubles classroom engagement.
That's a great return on investment.
Ms. Katie Johnson is bringing us our weekly Royal News.
In Royal News, the kindergartners learned about the responsibilities, lifestyle, and customs associated with royalty throughout history. We took a virtual field trip across the pond to enjoy tea with the Queen and Paddington Bear. They quickly showed us about proper tea etiquette. After learning the expectations, we dressed in our royal best and sipped the finest tea and the best crumpets. This was a wonderful way to end our unit on royalty. And back to the studio.
Well, speaking of taking a trip, our final segment is about how a group of students visited Colorado, but they didn't have to pack any bags or even leave campus. Alex and Giovanni are bringing us the story.
We took a trip to Rocky Mountain National Park in Colorado. There we met Ranger Haley. We got to talk to her live. How cool is that? We learned about the wildlife that make the park their home. We also learned about the adaptations the animals have that to help them survive this habitat. My favorite part was when she showed us the huge bear claw. What was yours? I like when she showed us. I like when she showed us the red-tailed hawk wing. It was awesome visiting Ranger Haley at all the way in Colorado without leaving our classrooms. I'm Giovanni. And I'm Alex. Thanks for watching KGBS News.
Experiences like that build background knowledge and allow students to make real-life connections to what they're learning. Oh, and did I mention that the trip was free? No, we teachers are well free.
Well, that's all we have for this week's Charger Update. I'm Rachel.
It was awesome. Thank you all. That was very creative. That was really, really good. Thank y'all for sharing that. Please share with your students too how we enjoyed that. Their reporting I'm
very excited to
be
these correspondents.
Great. Thank you. That was really great. Ms. Cobb, we appreciate you and all that you're doing there, and your teacher team and staff, y'all are doing a wonderful job. Thank y'all for sharing that. This time I'll ask Ms. Beth Turner to please come forward. She's our coordinator of career technical education. She's going to talk to us about partnerships with the workforce development.
So thank you for the opportunity to talk with you just briefly today about some of the overviews about how we are connecting our students with our industry partners. And so when we look to foster those business and industry partners within the school district, we have several main areas that we kind of target to begin with. One of those is our career pathway programs. And so those are our 2-year programs that are housed at our CTC East and our West campus and Olive Branch High School and Hernando High School. We also work with our work-based learning teachers, which thanks to you all last year, we were able to put one in all 8 of our high schools. That's been a very successful program for this year, as well as working with our career coaches and our enhancement courses like Cyber Foundations and Family and Consumer Sciences in the middle and high schools. And so when we look at those partnerships, we're looking to make strategic partnerships with our industry. And so we do that through our guest speakers, industry tours, job shadowing experiences, internship opportunities, embedded work experiences, opportunities for industry to come in and teach our students on our campuses, advisory committees, and of course, donation of supplies and equipment and monetary. So when we talk about guest speakers, it's more than just someone coming in and talking to the class. When our guest speakers come in, we're looking to make a connection with either that industry, that career pathway, or that employer. And so the guest speakers will share opportunities about their own path to obtain that job. They'll also talk about their place of employment. They share opportunities for students for internship or job shadowing opportunities, and also possible scholarships or placement within the company. So when we look at our industry tours, it's more than just our students going in and walking around within a business. I already had this in before we talked yesterday. And so when we do an industry tour, we are looking for a meaningful experience with our students when we go out. And so what our students are able to experience is, of course, just an overview of the program. But as you'll notice, those partnerships will take time, create a presentation, and talk with our students, often one-on-one, or provide a hands-on experience while the students are there on their field trip. We have even had students that have been offered jobs and have accepted jobs because of a hands-on opportunity through one of our industry tours and our partnership with that. We also have several job shadowing opportunities that are in place with our programs. So for example, our Methodist Olive Branch and Baptist DeSoto, along with Olive Branch Fire and Police, offer opportunities on a weekly basis for our students to be able to go in and job shadow different areas with that. So our health sciences students may be in the operating room, labor and delivery, even nutrition or OT or PT. And as you notice there in our pictures, our fire science students are able to go out to the training facility and the fire station to see what that looks like on a regular basis. In addition to that, we have opportunities to where our businesses will support our programs by sending in an employee of their own to come and teach our students on our campus. So for example, we're working with Dearborn Drone Company on a project with our engineering students to where their employees are coming in over a 4-session period and teaching our engineering students how to build their own drone. And one of the great things about that is that they provided examples of what the supply should look like, and our engineering students printed those on the 3D printers in the engineering program with that. So in addition, we have that same type of setup with Edelbrock, a company out in Olive Branch. They come and work with our automotive students at our West campus. And so they come in for specialized training within that, whether that's working directly with the teacher on specialized skills or setting up those one-on-one opportunities for the student within our automotive lab at the West campus. And as you heard back in the fall about our Ed Prep program that we have in place and what's going on, and so that offers a little different experience than just job shadowing. So we have those embedded work-based learning experiences within that program because our students are actually going out and they are teaching lessons, they are working directly with the students, and they are using what they prepared in class when they actually go out. So it's more than just a job shadowing opportunity where they're seeing what the teacher is doing, they are actually able to participate in activities that they have scheduled and prepared in advance. And of course, we have our internship opportunities in place for several of our students. One of the examples that I wanted to highlight for you is our digital media students had an opportunity to work with Pure Focus Media to produce the Dream Center's first annual telethon this past fall. So they were involved in all aspects of the production, from the lighting to the sound to the actual production of that event through that internship with Pure Focus Media. So as we talk about what that can look like, we wanted to highlight some of the things that we do already have in place, but then also take a look at what's ahead for us and what does that look like. And so when we look at what we want to be able to accomplish, some of those embedded work-based learning experiences. So we want to be able to offer something more than just a job shadowing. While that's a great opportunity for our students, but we also want them to be able to do something when they go out into those areas with a partnership with the business, as well as career-driven work-based learning experiences. We want to make sure that we're tailoring at the high school level our students that are involved in the work-based learning programs, that they are actually working in a career path that they are interested in, more so than just a standard after-school job. So our work-based learning teachers will be working to make sure that we are looking at what their career pathway is and what those interests are, and trying to connect those with the right partnerships for job placement. And of course, expansion of our internships. While we have those in place, we're always looking to see how can we expand that through paid and unpaid internship opportunities, and working to expand what our career coaches are able to do out in our high school setting. And then our career exploration, starting that earlier and being able to allow our elementary and middle school students to see what's offered, to see what that career looks like, and to actually find something that they are interested in with their careers. And so I just want to thank you for the opportunity to be able to share a brief overview for what we have in place and how we partner currently with those industry partners. And so I look forward to developing that comprehensive K-12 workforce development plan for all of our students, regardless of what that academic pathway may look like for them. And so thank you so much for your commitment to the workforce development within our district and providing the opportunity for expansion to all of our students within the district. Thank you.
Great question. Ms. Turner, we'll ask you to come back in the fall and likely next spring just to give updates. Very great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. And as I'm concluding my sponsorships, where I do want to let our Greenbrook friends know, if y'all need to go, feel free to leave. You're not going to hurt our feelings. So,
Thank you.
all right. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Great job. All right, and that concludes my superintendent.
It'd be hard to proceed with that. Mr. Keith, attorney's report.
Yes, sir, we have one student matter that needs to be taken up in the executive session.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes. Board, do we, have a motion to approve the minutes from February the 1st, February 20th meeting and February 1st? Have a motion.
I make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Consent agenda, A through SS, Mr. Austin.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the consent agenda.
Board, do we have a motion?
I make the motion to approve the consent agenda.
We have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Let's go to new business. Bids on playground equipment, Mr. Keith Weed. Mr. Austin?
Yes, sir. Bids were opened on February the 20th for Horn Lake Elementary School playground improvement. 7 bids were received, and I recommend accepting the lowest and best bid from A and B Construction.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the lowest and best bid from A and B Construction for playground improvements at Horn Lake Elementary School.
Board, do we have a motion?
Make that motion.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Mr. Williams, contractual agreement with A and B Construction.
Yes, sir. We're seeking permission from the board to enter into a contractual agreement with A and B Construction for the playground improvements at Horn Lake Elementary.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve entering into a contractual agreement with A and B Construction for the playground improvements for Horn Lake Elementary School.
We have a motion, board.
I'll make that motion.
We have a second.
I'll second that.
All in favor, aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Bids for playground improvement. Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. Bids were open on February the 20th for playground improvements at Fernando Middle School. 6 bids were received. I recommend accepting the lowest and best bid from Wilco Services.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the bids from Wilco Services for the playground improvements at Fernando Middle School.
Board, we have a motion.
Make that motion.
We have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Contractual agreement with Wilco Services. Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. We're seeking permission from the board to enter into a contractual agreement with Wilco Services for the playground improvements at Fernando Middle School.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve entering into a contractual agreement with Wilco Services for the playground improvements at Fernando Middle School.
Board, do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Bids for playground improvement to Old Grove. Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. Bids were open on February the 20th for Oak Grove Central Elementary playground improvement. 6 bids were received. My recommendation to accept the lowest and best bid from Wilco Services.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the lowest and best bid from Wilco Services for the playground improvements at the Grove Central Elementary School.
Board, do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Board, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Contractual agreement with Wilco Services. Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. We're seeking permission from the board to enter into a contractual agreement with Wilco Services for playground improvements at Oak Grove Central Elementary School.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve entering into a contractual agreement with Wilco Services for the playground improvements at Oak Grove Central Elementary School.
Board, do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Bids for ticket booth at Olive Branch High School.
Yes, sir. Bids were open on February the 20th for the Olive Branch High School baseball ticket booth. Upgrade, 7 bids were received. Recommend accepting Murphy and Sons with the lowest bid.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the lowest bid from Murphy and Sons for the ticket booth at Olive Branch High School.
Board, we have a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second? Second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Contractual agreement with Murphy and Sons. Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. Seeking permission from the board to enter into a contractual agreement with Murphy and Sons for the baseball ticket booth at Olive Branch High School.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve entering into a contractual agreement with Murphy and Sons for the ticket booth at Olive Branch High School.
We have a motion, board.
I'll make that motion.
We have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Naming of the South Haven Elementary School baseball field, Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. The city of South Haven is requesting permission from the board to name the baseball field that's at South Haven Elementary School in honor of Donnie Woods. This field was the home of the very first Little League baseball games that were played in South Haven in the 1960s. If permission is granted, a decorative placard will be placed on the property between the school and the third base fence line.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the naming of the South Haven Elementary School baseball field.
Board, do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
We have a second. All in favor, aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Ms. Gray. Statement of revenue and expenditure for January 2024.
Revenue collections through January for general funds are at 180,618,062. We're about 8% higher than FY '23. Last year at this time, we were at 166,627,275. And again, the increase is due to the increased valuation of our ad valorem in our MAP. And our revenues for all funds are at 209,057,338, which is about 2% higher than FY '23.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the statement of revenue and expenditures for January 2024.
Y'all forgive me, I did not read the expenditures line. I'm so sorry.
Hold off on my recommendation.
The revenue is always so good, you know. General fund expenditures through January at 163,024,189. That is 6% higher than last year. Last year at this time we were at 153,213,900. All funds expenditure total is 263,441,617, which of course includes instruction expenditures, which is why it's typically lower than we've seen last year with the high school. And we are currently running about 3% lower than our budgeted projections.
We will proceed then.
Yeah, I'll go ahead with that recommendation.
Do we have a second?
I make a motion.
Motion then. Oh, we got this real good.
I'll second.
Okay,
My fault.
let's see if we can do better with combined balance sheet.
Well, can we get an all in favor?
Everybody vote. Aye. Any opposed?
Did not mean to stop a chain reaction.
Yes.
All right, combined balance sheet, the fund balance for all general funds is 179,225,250. We're up 22% over FY '23. Last year, we were at 126,625,088. And again, that's skewed by, until October, that's going to continue to be skewed by $10 million where we did a transfer. And just remember, ESSER funds go away September 30th, so this will start going down later on, next year as planned.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the combined balance sheet for January 2024.
Board, we need a motion.
Make that motion.
We have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Statement of cash flow.
January cash balance for district maintenance is at 164,533,577. And that's about 61% of the entire cash balance for all funds, which is at 270,498,865. And our total amount invested with Smith Shellnut and Regions at the end of January was 50,294,288.
Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the statement of cash flow for January 2024.
Board, we have a motion.
I'll make that.
We have a second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Certification of bank reconciliation, January 2024.
All bank statements have been reconciled with no exceptions.
Mr. Austin,
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve certification of bank reconciliations for January 2024.
board, we have a motion.
Make that motion.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you, Ms. Gray. Mr. Alexander, personnel.
Sir, your personnel packet this afternoon is pages 1 and 2 are recommendations. Pages 3 through 5 are changes. Page 6 is a memo on employees who have not been awarded an SB educator license to date and will be paid provisional non-licensed pay. Page 7 is a memo for myself. President Board approved up to 5 days and 48 hours for administrative leave with pay between February 21st and March the 8th in the event of school closing. delay or early dismissal due to weather conditions. And this would be for less than 230 employees. Page 8 is a memo for myself and the request to add one additional teacher assistant unit to DeSoto Central Primary. This will be effective, February 26th. The additional unit is temporary and will end at the conclusion of the school year. It was due to an ADA accommodation that we needed to make at that time. Page 9 is the licensed administrative director's recommendations for the 24-25 school year. Page 10 is the car allowance for the 24 school year. Page 11 through 14 is a memo for myself. It is a request to add a new director position for the 24-25 school year. Will be named the Director of Workforce Development and will support all areas of the career and technical education and special education and provide linkages with transition to post-secondary education and employment. This will be a 230-day position and paid on the director's pay scale. Page 15 through 20 is a memo from Ms. Goss, the Director of Special Education. She requests to add 2 teachers and 2 teacher assistants to create the Project Connect. This is a job readiness and pre-employment programming for students who are ages 18 to 21 and allow the students to transition to employment and adult living. These positions will be paid out of district funds. Pages 21 through 23 is a memo from Ms. Hallmark, Director of Child Nutrition, on the request to reclassify an employee from a temporary position to a part-time position, and that'll be paid on the data clerk pay scale. Page 24 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Twana Williams, Director of Mental Health. This is a request for an employee to be a mental health therapist to work 10 additional hours. This will begin 3/5 and end on June 30th, 24. Page 25 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Williams, Director of Mental Health, on a request for an employee, same thing, 10 additional hours, beginning today and ending 6/30/24. And page 26 is the same. So this is 2 employees. And page 26 to work as mental health therapist, 10 additional hours. Those hours will end on 6/30/24.
Mr. Dawson, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend to the board to approve personnel as presented.
Board, we have a motion.
I'll make that motion.
We have a second. All in favor, aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Resident, Mr. Caldwell.
Yes, sir. I have 2 items to discuss in executive session.
Thank you. Mr. Finley.
Mr. Chairman, we have to dismiss the matter to address in executive session.
Thank you. Okay, it's time for public comment. As a board, we welcome public participation in our board meeting. While this is not a debate setting or a question and answer session, we reserve this time for our regular board meeting for public comment and for citizens who have requested to appear. Board policy allows for 30 minutes for public comment. Public comment involving student matters or personnel matters must be heard at one at a time in executive session. Each person who wishes to comment will have up to 5 minutes to speak until the 30-minute time limit is reached. When I ask for public comment, please state your name, and if you have a student or a personnel matter, please state that information as well. Do we have anyone who wishes to comment? We'll hear you in executive session. It's about.
Is it a student matter residency or, okay, student matter? That'll be an executive session. We'll just check with them as soon as we make sure they're. Okay, thank you.
Okay, these people have asked to appear from Ms. Brown. Mr. Brown, excuse me.
They call it worse.
Ms. Washington. Ms. Washington. I'll need a motion now Consider closing the session to determine whether or not we should enter the executive session for the following matter. Personnel matter, residency appeal, student discipline matter, request to appear, and student matters with Mr. Keith. We got a motion. Mr. Chase will come back and inform you whether or not we'll stay in executive session. Aye.
A vote, please. You made the motion, let me have a vote, please.
Oh, we need a vote. too.
Yes, sir.
I thought we voted this up. I mess this up every day.
That's.
Let's vote. All in favor, aye?